everyone, I'm Sarah and this is Budget Sew, where we create stylish, fashionable looks as inexpensively as possible. Today, I'm going to show you my Mission Services thrift haul. If you like this video, please subscribe to Budget Sew and follow me on social media at Budget Sew. Just a quick note before we get started, today I'm wearing Butterick 4403. The link to the video with that sew along is right here at the top of the screen. The first item I bought was this beautiful scarf for $5. It's blue, burgundy, brown with a silver thread. The print on the scarf is reversible with one side more blue and the other side more burgundy. It's perfect for my fall-winter wardrobe. Now let's get into the sewing part of the thrift haul. First, there's Simplicity 9030 that was published in 1994. The button front two-piece dress top, views A and B, and below calf-length dress, views C and D, have a scoop neckline, front and back waistline tucks, and optional front or back ties. Tops A and B have a flared below calf-length skirt with elastic waistline casing. Top A and dress C have short sleeves, while top B and dress D are sleeveless. The suggested fabrics are soft cottons and cotton blends, sateen, laundered cottons, fluid rayons, suede silks and rayons, laundered silks, crepe, faille, crepon, challis, linen, and linen types. The tops require 5 3/4 inch or 2 centimeter buttons, and the dresses need 10 3/4 inch or 2 centimeter buttons. 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter shoulder pads are optional for top A and dress C. View B, the sleeveless top with the ties in the front and skirt, looks light and airy and perfect for summer and may be worn with a cardigan on cooler summer evenings. This pattern is in sizes 10 to 14 and only partially cut out in a 14. Since it goes up to a size 14, this pattern is for my mom. Next, there's Simplicity 9567, published in 1980. The slim-fitting dress has a deep V neckline with a self-tied wing collar, drop shoulders, an elastic waistline casing, and is worn with a self-covered purchased belt. View 1 has long sleeves with turn-back cuffs and top stitching, and View 2 has cap sleeves. The recommended fabrics are crepe and crepe types, silk and silk types, crepe de chine, and soft cotton types. The required notions are seam binding or stretch lace, and an optional 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter wide belt backing and buckle kit. When I opened the pattern, I was surprised at the drawings on the instruction sheet. The models have such small heads that they look quite funny. Was this a style of Simplicity drawings in the early 80s? Leave me a note in the comments section. Then there's Simplicity 8369 from 1993. This is a Simplicity American Classics pattern. These pull-on pants or shorts have a double elastic waistline casing. The button front top has top stitching, side slits, and optional patch pockets. View 1 has long sleeves, View 2 has short sleeves, while View 3 is sleeveless. This pattern is designed for soft fabrics only, such as cotton and cotton blends, challis, chambray, sheeting, laundered cottons, silk and silk types, broadcloth, laundered silks, crepe, and faille. The top requires 6 5/8 inch or 1.5 centimeter buttons and 1 snap. Tops 1 and 2 need 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter shoulder pads. The pants or shorts require 2 1/4 or 2 meters of a half an inch or 1.3 centimeter wide elastic. This pattern is cut out in a size 14, so it's too small for me but perfect for my mom. I love the longer length of the top paired with the pants. It's a lovely wardrobe pattern with tons of possibilities. McCall's 7154 is next. It was published in 1994 and is a princess seamed fitted dress with strap variations, a back zipper, and optional underlining. The longer length dresses View C and D feature side front slits. Each dress looks so different because of the strap variations. View A has 2 spaghetti straps per shoulder. View B has triangular strips coming from the center of the heart-shaped edge of the bodice. View C has thin cross straps and boomerang-shaped pieces added to the upper bust front. And finally, View D has thick straps that attach to the collar with a low-cut back. The suggested fabrics are crepe back satin, lightweight crepe, satin, velvet, tissue fail, and charmeuse, and the optional underlining should be lining fabrics. All views require one hook and eye. Views A, B, and C need a 14-inch or 35-centimeter zipper, and dress D needs a 9-inch or 23-centimeter zipper and 2 3/8 of an inch ball buttons. Then there's McCall's 6897, published in 1994. This is a McCall's Fashion Basics pattern, although I don't have this fashion basic in my wardrobe yet. This fitted and lined dress in 2 lengths has princess seaming, neckline variations, a front slit, and a back zipper. Views E and F have a halter type back. The recommended fabrics for all views are tissue fail, crepe, challis, satin back crepe, lightweight damask, velvet, and sequin fabrics, and the lining should be made from lining fabrics. All views require one hook and eye, and dresses A through D need one 16-inch or 40-centimeter zipper, and views E and F require one 14-inch or 35-centimeter zipper. I remember going to Polka Dot Fabrics in Exeter as a child for its store closing sale, and my mom picked up a few patterns at that time, and the drawings on the pattern envelope were in the same style. This pattern reminds me of those patterns. I remember all the beautiful fabrics and patterns and dreaming of all the possibilities. The next pattern is McCall's 4553. It's a McCall's in minutes pattern. It says the easy 90-minute pattern. This loose-fitting caftan or top, with or without trim variations, has a front V neckline, long or short dolman sleeves, and lower side slit openings. The pull-on pants have an elastic in waistline casing. Top D needs 2.5 yards or 1.95 meters of 2.5-inch or 6-centimeter wide double-edged lace. Speaking of double-edged lace, I bought some in a beautiful pale green color for $2. This will make lovely trim on nightgowns, pajama tops, or caftans. I'll open this up so you can get a better look. So you can really see how pretty it is. Then there's Butterick 3415 from 1985. This is a fitting shell. It's knee length with a jewel neckline, fitted bodice, straight skirt, front opening, and long sleeves. A 22-inch zipper is optional, and the suggested fabrics are muslin, woven 1/4 inch gingham check, and 1-inch gingham check. Since this pattern was secondhand, it was already cut out with a few adjustments. I plan to put the fitting shell back to its original state and try it for myself. For example, the person who owned this pattern previously made the thigh area of the skirt wider by slashing the pattern and inserting a piece of paper. I can easily remove this since I don't need extra space there. The one thing that I won't be removing is the kick pleat that they added. If a skirt has a slit, I always change it to a kick pleat. I love how this pattern has all the steps, tips, and instructions for fitting your shell. There are instructions on how to fix the pattern for large upper arms, thin arms, thigh bulge, one large hip, large and flat abdomens, protruding hip bones, skimpy sleeve caps that are too deep, pigeon, hollow, and narrow chests, tight, loose, and too high necklines, and so much more. Then there's Vogue Elements 9811. I hadn't heard of a Vogue Elements pattern before. This pattern was published in 1998. This close-fitting straight halter dress in mini or above ankle lengths has a back zipper. The longer version, view B, has a side slit. It's a very easy sew, and all pattern sizes are included in the envelope. The suggested fabrics are lightweight crepe, crepe-like linen, and lightweight piqué. The required notions for all views are a 16-inch or 40-centimeter zipper, seam binding for the dress hangers and to strengthen the top of the slit of the skirt, and hooks and eyes. In 1998, I would have thought that this is the coolest pattern I had ever seen, and I still think it's really cool. Very late 90s, and I love it. I think that this would make a great Spice Girl dress. The next pattern is very easy, very Vogue 8512 from 1992. This semi-fitted, unlined above-hip jacket has slightly extended shoulders, shoulder pads, princess seams, a shaped front hemline, front button loop closing, and long sleeves. The close-fitting, slightly tapered, above the mid-knee length dress has purchased shoulder straps, a back zipper, and a hemline slit. Both the dress and the jacket have purchased trim. The recommended fabrics are crepe, fail, linen, ottoman, and brocade. The jacket requires a 1/2 inch covered shoulder pads, or Vogue 8817, sew your own shoulder pads pattern, one 1-inch button, 1 3/4 yards of approximately 2-inch flat trim, and 1/8 yard of 1/8 inch cording. The dress requires a 16-inch zipper, 1 1/4 yards of approximately 2-inch flat trim, 1 1/4 yards of 1/2 inch flat trim, 1 1/4 yards of 1/2 inch ribbon, and hooks and eyes. This pattern had already been cut out in a size 16, and the dress had been lengthened by 2 inches, which is fantastic. Included in the pattern envelope was the bodice of McCall's 8799 from 1997 in a size 12. McCall's 8817 is an easy-fitting boxy jacket with short sleeves and top stitching details. The sleeveless pullover dress has a self-face bodice, front darts, and left side button skirt opening. I would love to own this pattern in a size 16. Maybe I'll take a look at Etsy. Then there's Simplicity 5559 from 2003. I love this pattern. The spaghetti strap slip dress in 4 lengths has an asymmetrical hemline with or without a flounce or a ruffle. The pattern also comes with a shawl that uses 1 1/4 yards of self fabric. The recommended fabrics are challis, crepe, crepe de chine, jacquards, laundered silks and rayons, voile, double georgette, chiffon, and novelty sheer fabrics. One 16-inch zipper is required for this project. Dress A needs 2 3/8 yard of 1 1/2 or 2-inch wide flat lace. 1 1/4 yards of pearl trim is optional. This will make a beautiful summer dress. I have some lovely green georgette that would be perfect for it. I bought this fabric on clearance from Fabricland. It feels absolutely lovely and has a gorgeous drape. Next I have New Look 6631. It's a sleeveless sundress with a flared skirt, princess seaming, and strap variations. View A has tie straps and a scoop neckline. View B has a V neckline and wide shoulder straps. View C has a V neckline and bows tied at the shoulder straps. View D has a straight neckline and spaghetti straps. View E has a straight neckline and bows. And View F has a square neckline with shoulder straps crossed over at the back. The suggested fabrics are cotton and cotton fabrics, silk and silk types, double georgette, laundered silks and rayons, and suede silks and rayons. The required notions for all views are a 14-inch zipper and a hook and eye. Dress F requires 4 5/8 buttons to attach the straps at the back. I love that this pattern has so many different necklines and strap options. Every time I make a dress, it will be completely different. I think that I might make up View F with the crossed straps first, and then maybe view C with the bows tied at the shoulder straps. I'm going to lengthen the pattern and wear it with a big sun hat and lightweight cardigan. Then there's Simplicity 9751, published in 1990. This is another great summer pattern. The pull-on jumpsuit or pullover dress has side seam pockets, an elastic casing at the waistline and upper edges, and optional shoulder straps. The long jumpsuit is above ankle length, and the short jumpsuit is mid-thigh length. The straight dress is knee length with a side slit and optional trim. The tote bag has a webbing band and straps. The recommended fabrics are cotton and cotton blends, batiks, calico, chintz, terry, and seersucker. The garments can also be made in gauze, cotton interlock, velour, and laundered silks. The tote bag also in denim, duck, and canvas. One package of 1-inch wide single fold bias tape is required for the jumpsuit and dress, as well as 1.5 yards of 1 to 2 inch wide elastic. 1 1/8 yard of 1.5 to 2 inch wide ribbon, braid, or other decorative trim may be added to the dress. The bag requires 3 1/8 yard of 1 to 2 inch wide webbing. I think it's great when patterns come with extras like hats or tote bags. This tote bag looks to be the perfect size, and I'm quite eager to whip it up. The next pattern is New Look 6160. I'm unsure about the publication date, and I couldn't find the date online. This front button shaped hem jacket has long or short sleeves, front darts, back princess seams, and trim options. It comes with a tapered skirt or pants. The suggested fabrics are wool mixtures, crepe, linen, shantung, and synthetics. The jacket can also be made from jacquards, and it requires 4 3/4 inch buttons and a pair of shoulder pads. The jacket with trim in view 1 needs optional motifs or braid to decorate as required. The skirt and pants require 1 7-inch zipper and 1 1/2-inch button. I'm unsure about the inverted V at the bottom front of the jacket and vest. I'm worried that it might make me look heavier across the abdomen. What do you think? Leave me a note in the comments section. I just couldn't pass up the pants pattern. I just love these wider legs. Butterick 6533 is a lovely evening gown and shrug from 2000. The close-fitting shrug has a raised back neckline, shoulder pads, side back seams, and long sleeves. There is no provision for an above-waist adjustment. The close-fitting, slightly flared, lined floor-length dress has boning, foundation, an inside belt, a shaped back hemline, and a back zipper. The suggested fabrics are lightweight fail, lightweight crepe, and satin. 1/2 inch shoulder pads are required for the shrug. When I make up the shrug, I think that I might make it from a knit fabric and leave out the shoulder pads. Since the dress has a foundation, it requires a 14-inch zipper, 1 1/4 yards of 1/4 inch covered boning, 1 1/8 yard of 1-inch grosgrain ribbon, seam binding, and hooks and eyes. Butterick 4733 is another gorgeous evening gown and wrap. Wrap A has kimono sleeves and a self flounce. The triangular shaped wrap View B has a self flounce that ties in the front. The floor length dress has front darts, a back zipper, a line raised bodice, and a flared hem. View C has purchased jewel trim. The recommended fabrics are georgette, satin back crepe, lightweight satin, and fail. A 14-inch zipper and hooks and eyes are required for dress C and D. 1 1/4 yards of jewels by the yard are needed for the trim on dress C. I really like that this dress comes with a wrap with sleeves. I would love to make this up in a navy blue satin with a matching wrap. I have the perfect clutch and shoes to wear with it. The next pattern is Butterick 4506 from 1996, the same year as the top pattern that I'm wearing, Butterick 4403. This fast and easy wardrobe pattern includes a jacket, top, skirt, and shorts. The loose-fitting, unlined below-hip jacket has shoulder pads and long sleeves. The semi-fitted pull-over top has a back neck slit, button and loop closure, and cap sleeves. The A-line pleated skirt has a waistband, back zipper, and comes in 2 lengths, mid-knee or above ankle length. The wide leg above mid-knee shorts have a waistband and back zipper. The suggested fabrics are fail, crepe, lightweight linen, and lightweight gabardine. The jacket requires a 1/2 inch covered shoulder pads and 1 button, and the top needs 1 3/8 inch button. Skirts A and B as well as short C require a 7-inch zipper, 1 package of 1.25 yard waistband interfacing, and 1 hook and eye closure. This is one of my favorite patterns now. It has a long pleated skirt and below hip jacket, which are staples in my wardrobe. I have some lovely dark teal polyester fabric from Fabricville that is perfect for this. Then there's Butterick 5837 from 1998. This Butterick Classics wardrobe pattern contains a jacket, skirt, and pants. The fitted line jacket above the hip length has a collar, shoulder pads, and long sleeves. View A has a contrast collar and View C has contrast detachable collar. The straight skirt is lower calf length or ankle length, has a waistband, back zipper, and vent. The slightly flared pants have a waistband and a back zipper. The suggested fabrics for all views, including the contrast collars, are lightweight gabardine, lightweight crepe, and lightweight woolens. Contrast B can also be made from velvet and satin, and contrast C, the detachable collar, may be made from fake fur. A 1/4 inch covered shoulder pads and 1 7/8 inch button are required for the jackets. 8 5/8 inch buttons are also needed for the detachable collar. The detachable collar makes this jacket so much fun. Imagine making up this jacket in a black watch plaid and the detachable collar from a black velvet. That would be such a classic look. I had a wool coat with a fake fur detachable collar from Reitman's and I loved it. The last pattern is New Look 6316. I bought this pattern by mistake. I thought it was going to be a size 14, but it's actually cut out in a size 10. Even though I'm going to redonate this pattern, I thought I'd show it anyways. This blouse pattern from the late 1980s has slightly extended shoulders, shoulder pads, a notched collar, front and back darts, a back pleat, and a front button closing. View A has short sleeves and View B has long sleeves with a button cuff. The recommended fabrics are cottons, cotton polyester, crepe, crepe de chine, silk, viscose, and synthetics. 1 pair of small purchase shoulder pads are required for both views. The long sleeve blouse requires 5 1/2 inch buttons and the short sleeve blouse requires 3 1/2 inch buttons. Then I bought this blue upholstery fabric for $1. It's 54 by 25 inches and I immediately thought to make a bag out of it. This fabric will coordinate nicely with my blue capsule wardrobe that I'm sewing, and I have the perfect pattern. I'm going to use the quick to make instructions from the August-September 2001 issue of Threads magazine. I also bought this magazine on the thrift haul. The directions make a finished bag approximately 11 by 7.5 inches. The instructions allow you to play with the pleats to make different bag shapes. A clever pleat tucked into each of the bag's side seams allows the bag to lie flat when empty and expand to form a bottom when filled. These pleats can be formed in any number of ways, and more than one pleat can be used on a single side seam. The box pleats at the bag's top also allow for expansion, and all pleats help form the bag's rounded shape. This issue of Threads magazine was 50 cents and includes articles on how to sew custom drapery headings, vintage inspiration for pocket flaps, classic leather pants for any figure, no show-through facings for summer whites, and easy to print stunning fabric. It also includes a fold-out of the 25 best tips ever from Threads magazine. While I was at Mission Thrift Store, there was a sale. Any items with a green tag were 50% off. One of the items with the green tag was this blue fringe, made from cording. It was originally $1, but I got it for 50 cents. I think that this fringe would be fun for a pair of epaulettes, for a jacket, or maybe some trim for a bag. I'm going to take each trim out of the plastic bags and put them on a cardboard card. I also bought this gold fringe for $2. I think that this would make excellent trim on the pillows in my living room, although it may be fun at the hem of a dress. It's a thinner, longer trim than the blue trim I just showed you. I also bought 3 kilt pins for 75 cents. One pin is a bit rusty, but otherwise in good condition, so I'm going to use metallic spray paint to paint it gold. I think that with all the pleated skirts that I'm making, that these kilt pins will be a cute accessory. Next, I bought this Wright's iron-on applique for 50 cents. It's in the shape of a shield in red, white, and blue with an anchor. This will look great on a sweater or a jacket, or maybe even a hat. Then there's this white lace. I call it my seashell lace in 2 sizes that I bought for $2. It has a white ribbon woven into the edge. I think that this would be great on a nightgown or maybe straps for a summer dress, and the smaller lace could be used at the waistline. Then there's this pretty yellow lace for $1. It looks like it can be cut lengthwise to double the amount of lace, or it can be kept whole for a wider lace look. This would look lovely on nightgowns or summer dresses. I'm going to keep the lace doubled up until I have a project for it. I think it looks beautiful either way. Next, I have this pink tulle, white lace with pink flowers, and a bag of pink and white laces for my mom's Chatty Cathy doll that she bought from a yard sale. I think that these fabrics would be perfect for McCall's 7066. This pattern was on sale for $4.99 on simplicity.com. The dress, views A and B, have a lined bodice. Dress A is sleeveless, and dress B has puff sleeves and the contrast skirt overlay. I thought that the tulle would make a lovely underskirt, and the laces would make lovely trims on the garments. The pink tulle was originally $1 and had a green tag on it, so it was 50 cents. And the white lace with pink flowers was 50 cents. And this big bag of pink and white trims was $1. I also bought this white trim for 50 cents. It'll make a lovely accent on blouses and dresses. Next, I bought 4 packages of twill tape, 3 in white and 1 in black. Also, 6 packages of seam binding. I've got 2 in black, 2 in red, 1 in navy, and 1 in dark green. There's 2 packages of iron-on hem tape in baby blue and red, as well as 4 packages of stretchable lace seam binding, 2 in baby blue, 1 in ivory, and 1 in red. Each package was 50 cents. Twill tape will be perfect for my drawstring pants, and I love using seam binding for the hems. Next, there's this Learn How book that I bought for 50 cents. This is the exact same book that my Nana had, and I was thrilled to find it. The book was written in 1959 and republished in 1971 and contains easy to understand diagrams and step-by-step instructions for crochet, knitting, tatting, and embroidery. Once the basic stitches are mastered, there are numerous projects to work on. In addition to the Threads magazine I showed you earlier, I bought another 4 for 50 cents each. In the August-September 2005 issue, there's a quick-to-make project on page 52 called 2 Seams to Make an Instant Shrug. There are 3 different shrugs to make: mini kimono, batwing, and dancer's sweater. Each shrug begins with a rectangle of stretch fabric, 50 inches wide by 30 inches deep, and it's 3 steps. Fold the fabric into quarters, cut the shrug into shape, and sew and hem the shrug. I'm looking forward to whipping up some quick and easy shrugs. The February-March 2003 issue has a great article on restyling pants. Do you have a pair of pants that fits well? Use it to make any style of pants you want. If you have a favorite basic pants pattern, you can easily alter it into multiple styles that will fit just as well as your basic. Both the silhouette and the length of your pants can easily be changed, and any kind of waistband and pocket variation can be added or substituted without altering the critical areas of fit of the original pattern. This includes tapered 3/4 length pants, bell bottoms, and cuffed shorts. The June-July 2000 issue has some quick-to-make fabric cuff bracelets. It's a simple rectangle of lined fabric with fabric loop and button closures and embellished with a splash of beads and stones. Custom cuffs are a natural addition to an outfit you've sewn, or make one for fun. The last issue of Threads magazine is from June-July 2022. The quick-to-make section is Bead a Trio of Bugs. With the limitless size, shapes, and colors of beads today, bug motifs are a natural choice for a springtime project. The dragonfly, bee, and caterpillar can be quickly scattered over all manners of accessories. The last item is a creative knitting magazine from summer 2018 that I bought for 50 cents. I really like the Angela tee. Its subtle pleating and simple lace make for a classic and wearable warm weather tee. This tee is worked from the bottom up in separate pieces, then seamed. The extra width of the front is gathered just below the center neck using pleats. Sleeves are worked flat from the bottom up. Extra fullness of the sleeves is gathered by decreasing evenly across the rows at a regular rate. I hope you enjoyed my thrift haul from Mission Services Thrift Store. Subscribe to BudgetSew for more great videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.